Eleanor Whitlock's quest to save the 12 marked children had already claimed too much of her soul. After the devastating loss of the fourth child, Liam, her resolve wavered. She carried the weight of failure like an anchor, dragging her deeper into despair. But the demon did not rest. It was always one step ahead, its malevolence unrelenting. The fifth child, Darius King, was a teenage athlete with his eyes set on Olympic gold. A long-distance runner with unmatched determination, Darius had spent years training, sacrificing friendships and a normal teenage life for the glory he knew awaited him. His parents, supportive yet distant, had always encouraged his ambition, though they rarely saw the toll it took on him. One fateful night, after a grueling training session, Darius attended a party. It was meant to be a brief escape from his rigid schedule, but the temptation to let loose overcame him. Alcohol flowed freely, and against his better judgment, he got behind the wheel of his car. The crash was catastrophic. When he woke in the hospital, the doctors told him the devastating truth: his spine was damaged beyond repair. The odds of him walking again, let alone running, were almost non-existent. Darius's world crumbled. The dreams he had built his entire identity around were now impossible. He spent weeks in a fog of bitterness and self-pity, the thought of his once promising future now a cruel joke. It was in this vulnerable state that the demon came to him. The demon appeared in the sterile quiet of Darius's hospital room, cloaked in shadow but with a voice smooth and enticing. "I can fix you," it said. "Not just your body, but your dream. You will run again, faster and stronger than ever. And when you cross that finish line with gold around your neck, the world will remember your name forever." Darius stared at the demon, disbelief warring with hope. "What's the price?" he asked, his voice hoarse. The demon smiled, revealing gleaming teeth. "Your soul, of course. A small price for immortality in the eyes of the world." Eleanor found Darius through the whispers of those who still dared to help her. She arrived at the hospital, her own wounds, emotional and physical, barely concealed beneath a calm facade. She knew what the demon was offering. She had seen its deals before, and she knew the cost better than anyone. "Darius," she said, sitting by his bedside. "I know what you're thinking. I know how much you've given for your dream. But this isn't the way." He looked at her, his eyes dull. "What do you know about sacrifice? I've given everything. My time, my body, my future. And now, because of one mistake, it's all gone. I know what it feels like to lose everything," she said softly. "And I know that the demon's deals never end well. It will take more from you than you can imagine," but her words faltered. The demon materialized in the corner of the room, its presence suffocating. "She's not telling you the whole story," it said, its voice dripping with mockery. "Eleanor has lost her faith, her self-belief. She doubted her own husband but chose to ignore the truth. She let herself believe his lies. And now she wants you to believe in her?" The truth in the demon's words struck Eleanor like a blow. She had doubted her husband but had turned a blind eye to the signs, choosing comfort over confrontation. Her guilt silenced her, and she could only watch as Darius turned back to the demon. "I've worked too hard," Darius said, his voice resolute. "I've given too much to let one stupid mistake ruin me. If this is the only way, then so be it." The demon grinned, and with a single touch, it healed him. Darius rose from his bed, his legs strong once more. He didn't look back as he walked out, leaving Eleanor to her grief. Months later, Darius stood at the starting line of the Olympic final. The world watched as he took his position, his body a marvel of strength and speed. The race began, and he ran like the wind, leaving his competitors in the dust. As he neared the finish line, the dream he had fought for within his grasp, his heart seized. He collapsed mere meters from victory, the life leaving his body before he hit the ground. The world mourned the tragic loss of a young athlete, but Eleanor knew the truth. The demon had claimed another soul, and she had been powerless to stop it. Eleanor's defeat broke her. She retreated from the world, disappearing into isolation. For months, she wandered, grappling with her guilt and despair. She realized that she could not save anyone else until she healed herself. She had to confront her own demons, her doubts, her failures, her complicity in ignoring the truth about her husband. She sought solace in quiet places, in books, in conversations with strangers who knew nothing of her past. Slowly, she began to rebuild her faith, not in the world, but in herself. She remembered the woman she had been before the darkness consumed her, the strength that had driven her to fight for the children. She vowed to find that strength again.